René DeAnda did a work of art, I believe a painting that has sacred circuitry and a large spiral in it. And it is meant to connect to Bashar's spiral sculpture on Essassani.
Yes.
How was this received on his end, or how was it received by the Essassani in general?
All right. In general, when individuals are creating art for themselves to act as permission slips for our civilization, we will match that vibration. If that creation came from the idea of the person's highest expression of passion, then we match it. We match it because like attracts like. And if you go into resonance with us, we play with you. We work with you. So if that art is utilized in a way that then contains the vibrations of joy, passion, excitement, then it acts as a permission slip to be able to more greatly connect with our civilization and the members of our civilizations that are in particular more excited about that symbol than others.
Okay. Could you give an example of how the beings in your civilization interact with some of our art that we do?
Yes, well, we interact largely through your creative process. The idea is when many of you are creating art, you enter into what is classically called a flow state, where your sense of self becomes smaller and your knowingness of yourself and what you actually are becomes infinite. It becomes bigger. And as you begin to become more aware of that infinite self, as you enter more deeply into the flow state, the connections that you have that are relevant to other lifetimes and that are relevant to what you consider to be spirit guides then become more available to you because the ego consciousness is more relaxed. It has become smaller in nature in relationship to how you understand the ego consciousness as a construct. The ego is, of course, there as a perceiver, but the construct of personality that surrounds the ego becomes smaller. As it becomes smaller, more of those energies then come through because you are allowing for your knowingness of what you are to then become more expanded past just the human theme. That is where our energies then begin to enter in more greatly into your co-creative process because you draw upon whatever's relevant for you in those expanded states to achieve whatever you wish to achieve or to create whatever you wish to create. So you will draw upon our energies as well as a variety of other energies. This is one of the ways we interact with you. The idea is we also will in many ways remote view, you could say, through artwork. We project our energies through artwork at times. So there are going to be, in that way, certain pieces of art that an individual creates when they are in a level of resonance with our collective. Once that art is out for display or is out for perception in whatever way, shape, or form it is then shared with your collective, because our energies were a part of that co-creative process, we are then in many ways linked to the artwork, and we can utilize that artwork as a vibrational anchor within the physical reality where we can then essentially peer in through the artwork. We can project our energies in through the artwork, so individuals that are then interacting with the artwork then become aware of our energies on varying levels. This is something that is quite common for, you could say, extra-dimensional beings that many of you contact on a subconscious level when you are in your creative process.
Okay. Is there any difference about you being quasi-physical and, say, just a spiritual being that doesn't have any physicality with that kind of a spirit guide relationship?
Are you asking if we have spirit guides even though we are quasi-physical?
No, for humans to be connected to a quasi-physical being, say through art, what would be the difference you having that connection, the extra connection of physicality with us, compared to just a spiritual spirit guide who's only in spirit?
All right, we understand the question. The idea is that because we share physicality with you in some ways, because we are quasi-physical, it allows for us to have an effect in your reality that you co-create with us that is relevant to the idea of physicality. So the idea is that non-physical energies generally will provide you with energetics that allow for you to tap more into your knowingness, so that way you can create reality more effectively. Because we are quasi-physical and we share DNA with you, the idea is that we are able to work with you in a way that's not just energetic in a subtle sense, but is also intellectual, and it is also familial. So when we interact with you, you could say that we are triggering more aspects of your intellect because we share that with you in many ways, and we are also triggering more aspects of your physicality, and in particular the DNA, because we in that way share that human DNA with you, even though our version of it is highly modified. And the idea is, because of that shared DNA connection, we are able to assist you in opening up a great deal of genetic expressions within your system, where more non-physical spirit guides that do not have the DNA link will alter and toggle things that may not be as physical, or they may alter and toggle the idea of certain genetic expressions that are relevant to more non-physical types of experiences. This can be equally as encompassing as ours, but generally our assistance and interaction with you in that way would be more of a physicalized one in terms of the effects we co-create with you.